Howdy, Mr. Pegg.
How are you?
I see you're back.
Yeah, was not expecting any of the events to transpire the way they did. Definitely kind of set me back a bit.
I bet. But not permanently, it looks like.
Yeah, thankfully not permanently. Yeah, very grateful it did not be worse than what it was. But I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, 11 years in the service, never seriously injured or hurt during training or anything else. But as soon as I get my, civilian status, kid shoots me in the eye with a Nerf gun, about blinds me. I can't. The irony, the cruel irony.
So he's a good marksman, huh?
Well, the damn thing's like a sniper rifle. It's as long as an M4. And I was, he had been wanting one. I just happened to find one for secondhand. It was all work and everything. I was like, oh, he'll love this, and sure did. Because sniper and shot me from the stairwell. I was in the living. The thing's got some range. I was in the living room. He was about 20 feet in the stairwell. Shot me. I love it too because he's like, I was aiming at the cushion. I mean, the cushion that was directly behind me. Yeah.
I'm amused that you said as long as an M4, as if that's a long thing to compare to. Because, M4s are smaller than normal. So I was like, amusing.
Yeah. Well, it was as long as the M16, I wouldn't have bought it for. I'd be very concerned. I'm like, what? They're selling these to kids?
Oh, hey, as long as it's got that little orange, replica thing on it. Yeah, right.
There's a there's a channel called Bruce Stew, and they just make little stick figure drawings. This guy will record himself just reminiscing about things he did in his childhood. And he and his friends had airsoft guns when they first came out, which they didn't have the big orange tips they do now. It was kind of hard to tell if it was kids playing outside or domestic terrorism. And he and his friends would play, and one kid just ended up walking down the busiest street in their hometown waving this airsoft gun. So I will ask everyone sees a map on the start page, or is it just emptiness?
I see a big rusty car.
And that's it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Said's trying to find the game in Rule 20.
All right. That means, dang, that sucks.
Might help a bit.
Yeah. So on my end, there's a car, then there's an animated background on my end. Okay. Well.
I was amused by the car, though. Given I can almost imagine it being kind of a pale green, holdover from the San Francisco game.
Yeah.
Somehow that car survived into the 2040s.
I'm trying to give y'all a map y'all can see. There's no just a random car in the middle.
This seems very appropriate, though, the Cyberpunk. It's like some brain dance where all you see is the car, a field of lights, driving off into the mist. Well, the dust storm. You're given this probably a nomad's car.
Oh, and it's fitting too because nothing ever goes as planned. It's kind of why I was.
Oh yeah.
So I was planning on making this kind of a two-parter just to see where issues were, and boy, I made the right call.
Okay, and Said hasn't played Roll 20 before, so he'll probably need pointers.
Well, we all do.
I don't think any of us is really a master at this.
Yeah. There always seems to be something new to learn, and of course, this is all whole brand new system, brand new character sheets. So we're all getting there.
Alrighty. Well, while I'm fixing this, we'll just kind of go into the background of what everything is. So, Night City 2045. This is not that long after a nuke was set off in Night City, pretty much destroying a good chunk of the center of Night City. Now, if you ask, no one will tell you who set off the nuke or why. But you talk and ask the right people, they'll tell you exactly who set it off. That's Johnny Silverhand. But that all gets hushed. That's all hearsay or just drunk people talking. People on the higher ups just, it never happened. It's just random accident happened. Don't ask further. Now, what the after effects of everything is why this is now known as the time of the red. Now, originally, all throughout the day, there's this red tint to the world. You know, you go outside, it's red. You know, midday, it's red. Almost night, it's still red. Very, very apocalyptic. You know, people were going, oh, it's the end of the world. But as time went on and Reconstruction was happening, it got better. It's more just red at daybreak and sunset. So progress was happening. You know, it's still, radiation's still a thing, even though Reconstruction's happening. It's going to take time. So essentially, there's not a huge center to the city. There's not a huge amount of what they're called skyscrapers now. These tall buildings, just very new to the look of Night City. And what's even stranger is the power has shifted to where now, who were once now seen as outcasts, nomads are indispensable. Because nomads can drive anything. Nomads are the ones sailing the cargo vessels. Nomads are the ones that are, you know, hauling cargo from place to place, flying. They're indispensable. And most nomads, depending on what you do, some have actually amassed enough money they have sent family members to space to live there. You know, better living conditions on Earth, ironically. So that is something that a lot of people, depending on who you ask, don't like. They don't like that they're relying on people that they would say were undesirables or outsiders. But those that are have a nomadic background, you're definitely sought out for work. You're not treated differently. You're not treated as an outsider. You're very well taken care of. People want your loyalty, especially if you're not part of a family anymore. You've gone independent, because now they have someone that can drive anything in their back pocket. And if you can transport stuff, that's how you make money right now. Because not even, ironically enough, there is a supply chain issue. Technology has kind of stopped. There's not really been a great leap since now. It's not because all the scientists are dead. It's because they literally can't get materials for testing or building facilities. Everything's just rotting away in shipping containers because they can't get enough people to go get them, drive them, and bring it to another center to be sold. There's the newest agent phone. There's probably millions in a container somewhere, brand new, never been touched, sealed away. Someone's just looking for a big payday by treasure hunting, finding it so they can sell it. So the hustle has changed. You know, most solos might find themselves being the coach gunner, a mega wheeler. Now, another thing, the corpos, the execs, they're still the big dogs. They're still the ones in charge. So a lot of times, if you have a fixer, you may be getting more corporate jobs than you were expecting, because times are tough. When people get desperate, they're going to go. For the people willing to do anything to make money, make a name for themselves. So that's the world we're in right now, where it is definitely the strong survive, the weak get trampled, and don't trust anyone except yourself. Welcome to Night City. Now, I'm kind of looking at everyone's sheets now. So, okay. So 3D is full name Damone Darius Dismaris. I dig it. I like it.
Yeah.
So you are rocker boy by day and somewhat night. When you put the sax away, you're a solo. That's actually very common. Rocker boys, male or female, in this age are seen as like the influencers of present day. People hire them to be a mouthpiece for buy Arasaka, whatever, buy today, little clips like that, because you were seen as more valuable than anyone, even a modern day celebrity, because you're amongst the people. The people trust you. So a lot of your gigs are voice bids for a radio station commercial, an actual vid commercial, or just doing a concert.
My wiener has a first name. So
yeah, shit like that. Sure.
Yeah.
Kids love it. It's classic.
mm-hmm.
Kids love the classics.
What are you gonna rip on Spatula City? Spatula City.
But it's kind of a double-edged sword, because the more popular you are, the more hated you are by fellow rockers, because they want some of that sweet cream too. So you either get tough or die in that business.
That's why I left New Orleans.
That and it's underwater. Yeah.
It's hard to make the same sound with the sax, under those circumstances. It glows in the dark just fine, though.
But like I said, it is one of those. It's not uncommon to find a rocker rocking a job with other fellow solos. And a lot of time, you're seen as valuable to these crews because you can kind of be the face. You can go distract people. Oh my God, is that 3D? Yeah, it is. Hey, over here. Well, someone's breaking into something. So you're very valuable.
Listen to me, not the sound of the crowbar. That's right.
Exactly. Sparky. Oh, yeah. So, Sparky, you're definitely valuable. Because not only are you a tech, you're a nomad tech.
Yes, he's very aware of how valuable he is.
The only thing that, sucks about being valuable is that you can be valuable dead too.
Yeah.
You definitely are a hard person to gain trust with other people. Not just, because you're a nomad. Nomads trust nomads easier than a nomad trusting a city slicker. But everyone wants something, and you have everything that they want.
Yep.
You're like the mechanic, the TV repairman, the cable guy, the gun runner, all in one. People definitely want your friendship because they want something from you. Let's see who else. Jane. Well, most often you're probably more likely to give them some buckshot from your shotgun than you are to help. Let's see who is next. Jane Sevilla, is that how you pronounce that one?
That's close enough.
Okay, well, I'll just call her Jane. Let's see, okay, yep, MedTech. Yep, you're definitely a popular person in the city, mainly because of what you can do. Because even though you're just there to, give medicine, some people are just desperate enough they don't realize that there is a difference between a med tech and a ripper doc. There's a huge difference. But people are desperate enough for help, they'll get anybody. So you're definitely probably tough, pretty street smart as well, just because you have a lot of valuable things in the bag. Trying to make a start screen that's actually very fitting for what's happening right now. Who's next on the list? Let me look over. Lud, when you know him. Ludwig, an executive.
Just started trying to fill the sheet out, so.
Oh, you're fine. That's kind of what this was all for. So, to everyone on the streets, if they kind of figure you out, you're a corpo. And that's a problem for you because that means, hey, he's got money, or someone he knows has money and will be willing to pay a lot to get them back unharmed. Or they just think, hey, he's got nice stuff. Let's go help relieve him of it. So for you, it's definitely one of those, I want to be down here and help and be something above what I really am. Kind of like the Bruce Wayne thing. But at the same time, you have to be one tough SOB to walk the streets of Night City outside the corpo zones and expect to be okay. Because that is definitely out of your element.
Please tell me you're not wearing a suit.
I'm fully expecting
I
him to
can't
wear
help you with
some.
that.
I'm fully expecting full regalia. Probably even having what corporation he works at, name card or whatever around his neck.
Here's your lanyard. Everybody needs a lanyard.
Yeah, everyone has a lanyard. That's how you get in. You gotta scan your lanyard.
You can't clock into the.
Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna leave this at home. How will I get into work? They'll charge me for a new one. But yeah, you will definitely be the odd one out if anyone's savvy enough to really look you all over and be like, you're different.
In more ways than one when you find out.
That's even better. Because, I mean, even executives and corpos, they're not squeaky clean. They've all got secrets. They all backstab. Because at the end of the day, that's how you get, that's how you survive in our city, is being a heartless person. I'm assigning tokens while I'm at it that way. Who's next? Who do we got? Sander Mars. People just call you XM. Honor of an old satellite radio system from the old times.
There you go.
So out of everyone, you are, as far as I can see, the one true solo. You know how this world works. Because you're the one that is basically making the changes day to day. Why is there less crime on the streets? Because you just took out a booster gang last night for some, that's because that's how you bought food for the night.
Yeah.
You literally live day.
Walk runs a marathon.
Yep. You live day to day. Literally. Because there may not be a tomorrow for you.
Mm-hmm.
And for a solo, the greatest honor is going out in such a blaze of glory. They name a drink after you in the afterlife. Which, for those uninitiated, the afterlife is a bar that's very famous among fixers and solos or people trying to find work.
It's
And
the bar
all
in
the-
Waterdeep, as it were.
Yep, it is the bar of bars, and it's where anyone who was anyone drank, and all the legends drank there, and they died, and they got a drink named after them. It's the highest honor. The only downside of being a solo is that, I mean, you want to be solo. Hence, the job. It's easier to be on your own because you ain't got to take care of anyone else but yourself. You know your own limits. You know what you're capable of. Since you had multiple people from a group, makes things a bit difficult. Why? Because they don't go at your speed. It makes things complicated. And there's nothing that a solo hates more than complications on getting a job done. So for anyone that works with you, you may be a little bit off-putting because no one's expecting probably the attitude and the thought process you have on the world and everything around you. Probably a little too dark for Night City. Mm-hmm. All right, that looks like all of the known characters we have for now, which is fine. We'll get to them as necessary, and if anyone has questions about the character sheets or hey, how's this work, we can totally knock that out now.
Fed's trying to figure out how to roll. I don't think it's linked to the character sheet. You just have to type it in after you roll, right?
No, hold on. It is.
There's a form there where you roll a D10 that tells you what it is.
All right, does everyone see a car with everyone standing around it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Action poses. There we go. Oh, wait. There's an action pose for the car, too, and I don't like it.
It's fitting. It's broken down just like, oh my God, just like me and these damn maps. Oh, me. That's perfect. Scooby and the gang broke it down the side of a super highway in Night City. I think that's a very fitting start screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to say everyone those should be assigned to you, so you should be able to move them. Yeah, I think it. Already trying to fix the car, I see.
Oh, awesome. Hey, yeah. You even got the hat. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, that I really was doing some looking because I was like, I have to have a token with the hat. I may not be able to find one with the saxophone, but by God, it will have the hat.
Let's see. Obviously, he would be doing this. I don't know if my noise cancellation is going to cancel this or not, but, music to fix the car by. Yeah, so that noise cancellation worked really well.
No, everyone just had Cybernetics for sound dampening. They all just turned it down.
Oh, man. It's hard to... No wonder I don't get any tips. Everybody just... Yeah. Hey, I need somebody, some net renter to turn off the noise cancellation on all these Cybernetics.
Go. Come on. The show's just getting started. The cat comes sliding across the floor and just starts running. Okay. That one I think I made a mixture. Perfect. All right. We may actually we'll do a little bit of this. All right. So while that's happening, so everyone in this game, y'all have maybe heard of each other, maybe heard music or read an article or just passed the shop, but none of you have actually ever worked together. None of you actually really know each other. So it's very weird to see groups of people working together when it comes to Night City, but people that work together normally make the most money. Normally have better survivability. So as y'all go about your nightly, daily lives and night sitting, eventually every single one of you, either through your agent or paper paper letter, each one of you gets an invitation basically from a friend from afar. It doesn't even have a name. It just says, come to nightclub on this street at this time at this day. I have a business opportunity for you. And that's all it says. Which anyone with their salt, that is suspicious. But for some of you, the thought of a lucrative job, well, that's almost too good to pass up.
How did I pull it out of my spam folder?
For you, you're probably so busy, you're just like wiping grease off you and be like, that's tonight? I put on my best nomad leathers.
Don't worry about it. They won't tell the difference.
But that's kind of how you all meet. You all kind of find each other more in the same elevator going. And it's very strange for y'all because some of you can tell who each other are. That person's, a solo. Obviously, look how they dress. Look at all the guns they have on them. But you eventually find yourself at this very extravagant club. Music, pumping. For some, it's definitely not your scene. Very out of the elements for you. Why do I want to be here when I could be doing something better with my time? But the invitation and the thought of making a lot of money, it's a little too good to pass up. So let me move y'all to this big thing. And you all find yourself here in this big club.
There are laser traps everywhere. Be careful where you step.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's a nightmare. Oh, sorry. Putting everyone on the board. So, like I said, for some of you, this is definitely out of your element. Definitely weren't expecting yourself to be in a club. Some of you have better things you'd rather be doing or better music you'd rather be listening to than anything like this. But you all find yourself ushered to a table up in the upper corner. I'll kind of move everyone there. A fella basically doesn't even look like he belongs there either. He's in, would be a Adidas tracksuit this day and age. Just sitting there, having a good time, being in the moment, bottle liquor in his hand. He turns around and sees you and he goes, "You came! My friends, sit down. I have proposition to talk to you about."
You have a hyphenation that you're going to drink about? What? What the hell are you talking about?
I have plenty more where this came from if you wish for the bottle, friend, but I have business proposition. Sit.
All right. I understand the sit thing and the bottle thing. So, okay. That's enough.
So he, a waitress comes by. It's like, yes, you, I want a bottle of like this for each of my friends here. Please make that happen. And she kind of just like rolls her eyes and walks off. He's like, it's hard to find good help these days. That's why I invited you here. Maybe you'll be the help I need. And he kind of sits down and, I don't know how you make yourself look better in a tracksuit. But that's what he does, like fix the collar and everything. He goes,
Like one of those is just so damn wealthy, he doesn't care what he looks like, apparently. So, yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it. He
Yeah.
knows what he's doing. He goes, all right, so I bet you have wondered why I bring you all here. Well, it's simple. I have job. I have job so important that I hired a crew to do it before, and they failed and all died. Now, don't let that dissuade you from hearing me out. But I think it would be in our best interests if we helped each other out. So,
Points
Do
and
I-
full disclosure so far.
do I have your interest yet?
Where's the bottle?
It
Where's the
wasn't
dollar?
scaring me away. It was raising the price.
It's like, oh, price will be worth it. And here comes bottles here. Sure enough, the waitress returns and puts a glass and a bottle in front of everyone. It's like, they no need glass. They drink from bottle like real men and women. She just rolls her eyes and walks off again. And he goes, listen, this is very important job. Like I say, people I thought, they get it done, failed me miserably. Because they're all dead. Tough shit. Another night in Night City. You know what I mean? Now, here's my proposition. I need you to rob a bank. Easy as that. He kind of looks at everyone there and goes, no one questions why I want the bank robbed? Excellent. Great crew. I like you already. It's like, I think I have found the right people for the job. No one's questioning a thing. The crew has nothing but questions.
Ask questions as soon as the fire stops in my throat.
No, that is weakness leaving the body. You keep another bottle for this one.
No more torture. And yeah, 3D actually kind of puts his head down. He thought the liquor was a good idea, but no, maybe not.
Now,
What bank?
I'm glad you asked. It is
Illinois.
the second Night City Bank. It's in the corporate zone. No big deal. But there's something in there that I need very badly. Show me you can follow directions and do what I need, and we will have beautiful partnership that will take us out of the slums and into the corporate sectors to live like kings and queens. If that's what you wish for. Now, this is bank, very high security. Inside the bank is a safety deposit box that holds something very important to me. I only ask of one thing. When you break into this bank, you steal no money, no eaves for anybody, no, none of that. You only take this deposit box. If you can do this for me, only take what is necessary. That lets me know you can be trusted, you are professionals, and you won't leave a trace. So, if you do this job, I will reward you handsomely. And I will have another job immediately for you that's even more profitable. So, questions, concerns?
Who are these guys?
I'm glad you asked, 3D. By the way, pulls out like a CD. Could I get autograph? Love your work. It's not polka, but it will do.
Oh, I'll As soon as the thing is focused again, yes. Okay. See signs.
I appreciate
There you
I
go.
appreciate the man who plays the classics. No one cares about classical music anymore.
He taps the sax. He brought it. He's coming to a club.
Hey, you get enough bottles in you, they may let you play. Better than the crap that DJ is blasting right now. But as for your question as to who everyone here is, well, that's a good question. This is everyone you would need to successfully do any job. You have the front man, points to Xander. You have the face, points to you. You have someone that will patch you up, points to Jane. And you have someone that could fix just about anything, points to Sparky. And then there is you, and he points to Ludwig. It's like, you are the fish out of water. That is a wild card. But I like wild cards. You can easily rely upon them to help you. Now, you all bring something unique to the table. So do I. I can get you weapons. I can get you contacts. I can get you money and bottles.
We don't need any of that. We just need a key.
The box I have a key to. To get into the bank, that requires something else. I don't suppose anyone here knows how to be a net runner, but that's okay. I provide one. Because that's how much I want this partnership to work. A good net runner you don't see. They stay in their home or apartment, covered in ice, doing their job. Running the nets? I joke, I kid. But I will provide that. It's up to you as to how the job is executed. But I will forewarn you, this is in a corporate zone. These are not second-rate security guards like you have in slums. And if the little red button is pushed, you'll have corporate security coming down on you. So, I have provided all I can for now. What do you say?
This random group of people here that I walked up in the elevator with. Let's go over to this next table and discuss, shall we? It's got fewer bottles.
All right.
So yeah, everyone just shifts slightly to the left to the next table.
They kind of shuffle. Right. So, bank heist.
That's risky, but I've got a payment I gotta make at the end of the month.
All I was going to say was that it doesn't have to be all that risky. There are a couple of ways you can do a bank heist. You can break in. That's risky. Or you can walk in. So
And
why don't we just walk in?
We got a key.
It's a bank. We got a key.
Subterfuge.
Little subterfuge. We set up our own account. We need somebody who can look the part. It won't be recognized. I think we can manage that. And the rest of us are there primarily to support them. And their job is, once they get into the vault, we need a sufficient distraction. Maybe our net runner can provide it for them to have the opportunity to get to that one particular bank safe deposit box, quickly grab it. And you're going to need the safe key too, two key system usually, or digital. I don't know what sort of bank this is. Guess we need to find out. But anyway, need to have sufficient access to get into the thing, grab it, and stuff it in your pocket and go. The net runner definitely needs to be involved because there are going to be cameras there, right? So that would be my suggestion. Is we don't break into this thing. There's no need. The hardest part is that last little bit. You can walk up to the state deposit box if we open an account, or somebody has an account there that we find that already has access to it that we kind of pose to them or get to go in. So that's the outline. What say you all? So details. We need somebody to walk in the front door. So who can we dress up as a corpo or somebody like a corpo's rich relative? I think I could play the part, but I might get recognized.
Ludwig giggles.
Sparky cannot play the part.
Why for you giggle, wild card?
You're asking someone to dress up like an exec when I'm standing here,
I don't know how you're dressed. How are you dressed?
like
So-
an exec.
So
Okay, well I'm kind of staring at him then. Okay,
you're just still like the bottle, like, huh?
yeah. You're looking through the bottom of it. Oh, okay, that's much clearer now. Yeah. So what corp do you work for there, Ludwig?
Insert corporation Pegg has designed in his area.
Is it like huge, one of the big ones, Arasaka, Militech, or
No, it's an up and coming one. I want the
Joe's
biggest one
Burgers?
to
Okay.
be
It's-
where my enemy works. Okay,
Just let-
I
No,
want
you
it to
can't
be a
even say it.
competitor of whoever's the biggest person in the game. If you can help me out with that, Peg.
Yeah. So, I mean, like an up and coming corporation.
You can make it like a subsidiary of Militech.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of
Militech is Arasaka's direct
Yeah.
competitor. Arasaka is the biggest.
Arasaka. It's big in Japan, even bigger in America. Militech's trying to bring back old glory, and the two rub and fight all the time. So we can say it's we can say it's an offshoot of Militech, a little subsidiary, Enron or something.
Okay. Oh boy, we are in California. Why not? Yeah. Enron never died. So Enron, huh?
So yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Like, come on there, Weinstein. What's your bullshit?
Or how about Norin? Enron backwards, Norin.
Except we work, we die.
So either way, you get a kind of a narrowed-eyed look from 3D. Character history: his daughter works for Militech, and he didn't approve.
Just walk in there and say Purdue Pharma or what?
Pfizer.
You can look the part, but you can't go in as representing your own corp, or that'll get you killed probably. So we got to come up with our net runner needs to come up with some reasonable credentials for you.
You could definitely pass as a competitor just to screw them over.
That would be. I think you would enjoy that. Some an offshoot of Arasaka. That would be kind of fun actually. You just have to make sure it's a corp that's not in Night City because they don't want to be recognized.
Airsoft.
So we're killing Peg tonight. It's poor guy.
My eye.
Yeah, you guys are talking, and for some reason I feel pain here. It's what,
No, I popped two Advil before I came on. I'm good to go.
Okay.
And I
So
got
when you're talking
liquid
about
mess into my hand.
looking through the bottom of the bottle, yeah, you would fit literally. I'm the one slurring my words here.
Man, you really been hitting the bottles.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That one shot was done.
That's it. I don't know.
Was that resist poison roll?
What's that? Is there a button for that? I don't know. So okay, well we got our walk in there, man. Do you think you can perform this sleight of hand deed? If you give you a key, you got to get. Actually, what sort of locks are we talking about here? He can get access if we play this right, but then what sort of locks is he up against? So kind of lean over to the guy in his exercise gear. Excuse me, What sort of blocks do they have there? Or maybe we can call up the Netrunner now and have a chat.
So you see him actually put down the bottle, kind of like clean himself up. We can talk to the Netrunner. Hold on. He pulls out, looks like a brand new agent file, like all the fixings, and goes, Siri, give it a second. Call Jammer. I just do it myself. So the Netrunner you'll be working with, his name is Jammer. Like, jam.
Yeah. Strawberry, raspberry. Right.
Only one man would dare give me the raspberry. I killed him. Oh, this Jammer now. Jammer, it's me, Max. Max, I'm at the club. I know I'm hard to hear. Can you hear me? And you hear this person just sounds like exhausted, like, hey, Max, what's going on? Jammer, it's so good to hear you, my friend. Look, I have people for job for the bank. They just have a few questions. Like, what does the bank look like? And you just hear another sigh, like, I'll forward you the information now. It's like, forward them my number. They can contact me when they're at the bank. All right? I'll see you later, Max. It's like, okay, Jammer. Bye. You great friend. Love you. Goodbye. Click. He's an asshole. What can I say? But all of a sudden, you hear a ding. He goes, I have remote feed to show you.
Okay.
And so while at the club, you literally get to see this. We'll just do a whole top down. You may have to zoom out a bit.
Oh, wow. Yee. The lasers are gone. They've been replaced with people with guns.
So,
Okay, yeah.
the bank, which is, in 2045, that's like they still have those.
Oh, sure.
But I mean, sure, it's something that will never go away. But it's like a standard run
What
of the
you
mill
think they would
bank.
use a distributed ledger?
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's like,
Bitcoin, what's that?
That's stupid. That'll never work. That's
Well, after the AA's got a hold of everything, no, it won't. Wait a minute.
Oh,
No way. Why is he here?
my multiverse coming together.
You want chili dog? That's right.
I want to see if you'd see it before I put the guy there. That's part of the map. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
this is perfect.
Well,
Yeah, you
it
have to
draws
try,
the
you know.
eyes. It's like, oh my God, no.
Fair enough, Matt, but it says pretzels.
Wow. Yeah, let me see if I can. Oh God, there he is.
give him a cat.
Okay.
yeah, let me find the cat.
I'll just kind of casually walk by, like 3 or 4 games in. We may not even notice it.
Yeah, I'll hide them in the map.
Yeah. It's now become a
So,
hidden item game for everyone's note. Okay. So so the modern bank is a kiosk sort of op. You walk up, you do your business at a computer, right? And
yeah,
and
exactly.
then you got yeah. Okay. So which one of these rooms is the
So in the
place that we're interested in?
yeah, whoever's orange found that. I think it was Eric. So in the top left, there is So if you zoom in, you'll actually see there are safety deposit boxes all on
I
the
see.
walls, and so past that, so this is like your security screen check-in area,
Mhm.
and this is like the access room to get in. So you can do this is a night deposit box. So how it would work is you wanted to go in there, you check in, you can ask, one of the nice, lovely security guards there, or press this intercom button by the night deposit. box, hey, I need to access my safety deposit box, and if you give the correct,
Ding, ding, ding.
answers, some person will come in and be like, oh yes, right this way, and let you in.
So the easiest way to get in would be to use somebody who already has a safety deposit box and just use their access. But that may not be something we can do. So we'd want to ask our net runner, could they find somebody that would be willing to play ball?
Or just create us as somebody.
Yeah, but that makes it more suspicious. We want to create a safe deposit box, and that the security guys over here would be a little bit more paying attention more. Just new presence in the room. But I think that's what we're going to have to do in practice. Create a new box. Actually, we could do it this way: create a new box, use it, and then come back in a week or two. That would hey, Max, what's our timeline on this? Does it have to be like tonight, or can it wait a week or two?
So he's like dancing. What? Oh,
2 weeks.
yeah. It's like, yeah, 2 weeks stops.
So yeah, that's how we do it. Our front man goes in there, opens the box, puts something valuable in it, and 2 weeks later we come back to we're going to take it out, and we need to answer the second question. These boxes, what sort of security do they have on them individually? We know we can get them in the room. Now, what about the boxes themselves? Because the modern day safe deposit box is a 2-key system. You're given a key, and there's a separate key that the bank holds that's different for every box. So whenever you want to go into your box, the manager has to go up there and get the right key. And either, depending on their policies, most banks will just give you the separate key and you go and do it yourself. But some high security banks, they go in with you, and chink, and then leave, taking the key with them. So I think the latter is probably the more common scenario. They go in with you to open it and then they leave. Okay, so what are we talking about? Physical keys or digital keys or what?
So he has the key. Now, he says he has the key, but there's no way of knowing, is that the real key? Is this a fake?
Mm-hmm.
But he claims he has the key, and on it says, 210, box 210. So that's all you have to go off, is this, it's box 210, but is it the real 210?
Well, what is the key? What does it look like? Is it a metal key, turnkey?
It's a metal turnkey.
So it's like an old-fashioned key. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. That makes it actually harder because we don't have a way to easily replicate the other key that goes to that same box if they're using a 2-key system, or is it just a single key system?
So he explains, it's like, no. This is they have they let you in, and they turn the key to open box 2. Now, normally, there's no questions asked. If you know what box it is, and you answer certain security questions, you go in. It's the security questions that might be the problem, because I don't have that information. But Jammer might be able to get them for you.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Then, yes, let's see if Jammer can.
What is your quest? What is your favorite color?
Green, no purple.
So, yeah, pretty much you exit out of there and you're at the club. So, as
deafened again.
Yeah. So everyone can see that in your phone, you have a new contact, Jammer. So one of you presses, ring, and you hear on the other end is like, "Are you at the bank already, or are you just having more questions?"
Yes.
You're at the bank?
Spiritually. You sent us a hologram of it.
And you hear him just go, "Okay, so you have questions. Gotcha."
Yes. And outline to him what we're thinking. And is it possible to get the safe questions for the box, for the account that's associated with it?
You hear him go, "I'm trying to, but because this is in a corporate zone, they have a bit higher defenses, in their Netscape. So for my own safety, I'm going in there a little bit at a time, trying to get one at a time and leaving behind no trace."
Okay.
But so far, it is name of my favorite cat. The second one is happiest day of my life. I'm working on the third one right now.
And there are only 3, and they're always the same?
Yes, there's no variation.
Okay.
They pick these specific 3, and that's for whoever owns 210.
Do we know who owns 210?
Unfortunately, that's behind enough, net defenses that I don't really want to crack that right now.
Fair enough. Given the questions that you've gotten to the answers so far, best day of life and name of cat, those might be pieces of information that it might be possible to correlate with people, socially. Unless they're just up and lying, their favorite cat is red and the best day of their life was yesterday, or, something like that.
You actually hear him laugh and goes, "That's true, but I think I can save you that trouble because I already have the answer to their favorite cat, Bob."
Okay. Okay.
So at least,
And this is
there's
actually
one right
kind of a
there.
unique name for a cat. Again, they could be
Yeah.
lying.
As for the answer for question 2, I'm not digging into that response yet because I'm trying to get question 3, but probably by the time you get to the bank, you might have it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're not in a terrible hurry here. We're just deciding how we want to go. So if it takes you a few days, then, we can jam here at the bar and, wait till you get something solid and then go in. Max over here, he said 2 weeks, no problem. Actually, he said, no problem. Something like that.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Well, unless he shoos us out of the bar or sends us a bill, that could be a problem. Then,
No. So actually, when you go to leave, he goes, "What if my friends will leave already? The night has only just begun."
Reedy's down with that. He taps the sax.
And Max loves us like, "Yes, that is what this club needs. Real music, real classical music."
Well, let's see if I survive this.
You never know.
Okay. So we'll try it. Go up and chat with the DJ for a moment and tell him what I intend.
Arctic Oblivion.
We're not doing full on classical music and not to a crowd like this. You got to really jazz it up, as it were. The flames out of the saxophone and stuff like that. It's kind of a hybrid fusion stuff going on.
Cue up Night Train.
That's it.
Yep.
But I guess I need to roll. This will be the first roll of the game. Yay! How the hell do you roll? I don't know what I'm rolling against, so you tell me. There you go.
Yeah, good enough.
Roll save versus
Yeah.
enthrallment.
Yeah, people are, start hearing it, and a few people are like, "What? My buzz." Max is over there just like, "Yes, yes, just living it up. And a few people actually recognize who you are. Some of them bringing, taking out their
Rolled a
cameras like,
one.
oh my God.
The 1d10 part. I rolled a 1. Okay, whatever. The roll 20 begins, but yes,
Yeah. Hey, that's why it's session 0.
that's right.
So, but it's one of those, you're already in a music environment and you're popular. So it's one of those things that's not necessarily like, people are pissed you're playing, you are still a bit drunk, but for some people it's like, oh, this is awesome. This guy's crashing the club. That's so, so rocker. People videotaping you. And everyone else is kind of in the shot, like, not sure what to do.
Dance, you fools, dance.
Yeah, so that's how, for some people, that's how the club's going right now. I know how everyone else will thinks about that. Xander, Ludwig, or anyone else. So Jane is dancing. You can tell she's never really danced before. She's very, kind of like solid, uncomfortable, but she's enjoying it. She's having a good time. Anyone else joined in? Is everyone else like embarrassed, disgusted?
Ludwig is not dance.
Sparky is having the time of his life.
I'm watching the
Look,
egg.
he is.
Yeah, that's what it was like. What the hell is this?
No, I enjoy it fine, but I'm watching the exit.
Right.
So everyone's dancing, having a good time, and you look and sitting on the couch holding the liquor bottle is Xander just shaking their head. All right, so that's how that night ends. There, the first meeting between everyone is at a club, having a good time. So we'll just fast forward. We'll just say a week has passed. You've been in constant communication with Jammer. Max really hasn't bothered you. He's kind of trusting y'all. He's treating you like adults. For Xander, you kind of have a sigh of relief because that's a first. Most fixers, most people that set up jobs really ride your ass because they want results immediately. They don't know this takes time. So we'll say whoever makes the call to Jammer, they go, okay, I got question 3. And this is very weird. So, question 1, what was the name of your favorite animal? Bob. Question 2, what was, the greatest, what's the best day in your life? Question 3 is,
So,
what is your biggest fear? That could be anything. Yeah.
My Little Pony.
But, Jammer really doesn't miss beats. He goes, yeah, that's it. Name of your favorite animal, best day in your life, biggest fear. That's what we're looking at for box 210.
But do you know the answers to the questions?
Well,
It seems like this is the reverse of the Douglas Adams problem. We know the questions but not the answers, whereas he knew the answer but not the question.
42.
exactly. No, you actually hear a pause from Jammer, and he goes, well, like I said, I got Bob for the first one. What's your favorite animal? I did a little bit more attempts, risky, but I did it. I accomplished it. What's the best day in your life? That was yesterday. So the guy is a bit cryptic, to say the least, or poetic. So the name of their favorite animal was Bob. Best day was yesterday.
Why do I think you need to proceed that with survey says?
Top 3 answers on the board.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's motivational. Yeah.
The best help is self-help.
So, do you think it possible that you might have success finding that third answer, given additional time, or are we left to guess?
It's
kicked me out
having
of
this
the game.
item stolen.
Yeah, sorry, it kicked me out of the game for a second.
Hmm.
Don't know why I did that. Okay, I'm back in. Can y'all hear me? Did I lose?
Oh, yeah, we're
Yeah.
with you.
Okay, cool. That was weird. Where had that happen? So you know, Jammer's just like, well, I can try again while you're there. That way, as soon as I get the answer, I can throw it to you. Like, but it's
Well, like I say, we're not in a hurry, man. I mean, we got another week on this 2-week burn, so you need more time to play it safe. They're closed on Sunday, but hell, we can come back Monday.
He goes, you're right, you're right. Okay, well, all right.
That's
So-
going in there guessing. It's just an invitation to get shot at. So
Yeah. So he says, all right, well, it's risky, but I'll attempt one more time. It's getting worse and worse every time I try and go back in. So
what do you think about that, Ludwig? Or do you have a good guess for number 3?
What was the category again, or the question?
Greatest fear. Favorite animal was
I-
Bob. Favorite best day of life was yesterday. Greatest fear is
Having whatever we're dealing with stolen.
Being forgotten, probably.
that's a little meta actually, but yes, probably. So Ludwig, do you want to go in there and try?
Not particularly. I'd rather be sure.
Yeah, so we go our separate ways and come back. I mean, there were some other details we probably need to fine tune, like a vehicle to pick up, to drop Ludwig off, pick him up, and I can be outside with our chili dog man, at the corner, trying to earn a living, keeping an eye on things, and see others place yourselves where you think you're best used. Solo walking into a corporal bank, in full kit would be raise some eyebrows, I'm sure.
well, it sounds like the plan y'all have is, setting something that looks apart in a part of town where they fit in. Definitely is the best idea that you've had. It all just depends on if this third answer can be got safely without Jammer exploding.
So we'll give him another shot, and we're not going to pressure him to do more than he feels he can, and if he can't, then we come up with another plan or guess, one or the other.
So, weekend rolls by. Monday, no answer. Tuesday, no answer. Thursday, and we go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, no answer. Okay, it's getting spooky now. You're almost at the deadline. So Friday night, everyone's kind of gathered around now because it's either do or die at this point. You call, and you actually get an answer on the phone. A very worn out sounding person answers the call. It's Jammer. It got a little dicey, and I had to do something you really shouldn't do. And that is hard cut. So normally when netrunners do things, they go in, they use what are called demons, which are like viruses that attack certain points and the nodes in these systems, and that's how they're able to link and interact. That's how they were able to show you what the bank actually looked like. So what he was doing was he was going in, essentially like a Trojan horse program, send something in, gain access, a backdoor, try and find what they were needing and leave. Well, that works, and you're out in the slums. But corpos, they have systems meant to keep out net runners, like made by net runners to kill net runners, essentially. They have demons of their own meant to attack the demons that are put in by the net runners. It's this almost like this big digital battle going on, and they're jacked in like the Matrix, in a bathtub full of ice or liquid nitrogen, trying to cool their body off, because literally they're heating up like an actual computer trying to do all this. They're jacked in. So, and they're fully aware of what's happening outside in the real world too. So, basically, every time he went in and and left, he was trying to cover his tracks. But the bank caught on to what was happening, because that makes no sense. So they kept defenses. So essentially, they were putting more and more defenses every time he went in. So he went in multiple times. So he's fighting all these things, trying to get one answer. And essentially what happened was there's a system called black ice that's almost like delete, best way to describe it. It's just a delete button for any netrunner caught in it. It's almost like this big black fog for them in cyberspace, and if you're caught in it, you're done. You're done for. You're dead. Game over. So essentially, all access out was gone, and the fog was rolling in, and he basically just pulled the plug on himself, nearly killing himself in the process, because he didn't do the proper cooling down functions and all that required. So, if he didn't have a trauma team card, he would have died. But he's alive, barely. But he has the answer. Biggest fear is to, die knowing that my work isn't done. He goes, it figures that the asshole's poetic. It's like, but
Okay, man.
he goes, but I need to warn you, I didn't cover my tracks. So he knows someone accessed that account. It's like, they may not catch it today, but you need to go today to do it. But you can't wait longer, because they'll contact whoever owns that box. They'll get them to change it.
Okay, sounds good. There's nothing more you can do for us, so why don't you just chill, as it were.
Oh, I am. Jammer out. Yeah, he refers himself in third person.
Jamma is going to bed. Jamma is proceeding to the bed now. Jamma has arrived at the bed.
Jamma wants chicken nuggets. Jamma
right.
is upset. No,
If he were a tweeter, that would be his
Yeah.
stream, right?
yeah,
right.
In real life. Well, and that's the thing, is that most net runners you meet, they're all eccentric. They're all crazy. Because you gotta be crazy to jack into cyberspace.
That's right. You just tell Oracle all about it. He knows it. He knows it. He just looked at me and yawned and said, "Yeah, yeah, been there all day, bud." Okay, well, it looks like we're set up and ready to go. And then it sounds like our emergency escape plan, in case things go awry, is I'm going to be outside trying to make a living next to the chili dog guy, and our solo, you can either be listening in or buying the chili dog. God help you if you eat it. And then nearby we'll have our folks in the getaway vehicle.
My plan is always the same for getting out of anywhere: is kill everybody with a pulse.
I don't know. Maybe we don't want to kill everybody. Maybe if they're shooting at us, sure. But the
If it goes sideways, that's the plan. You kill everybody with a pulse.
oh god,
I mean, who can report the crime if there's no one left alive?
yeah. Well, okay. Hey, Solo. The cameras have a pulse. Kill him. All right, now. All right. And Xander points at the cameras.
Electric Eye from Judas Priest starts playing.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the plan.
Looking at you.
Huh.
Okay, we're done. We're back at the bar. So
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm seeing how that's working. So I bring it down here, and it did not change. So on my end, I have put the player tag on the bank.
yeah, you probably just need to reload that. Crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff.
Well, this is the strangest stuff. All right, so let me. Okay, it didn't do it. I just saw that on this. It didn't just signing all the way out. Let's try this again. Man, freaking net runners, man! I'm telling you. Okay. So let me move the tab there.
Wow.
Okay, I'm getting really concerned now.
I see it on my screen, just not on Matt's.
Okay, so who else is at the bank? Or who else
Maybe-
is a bank?
Not,
Okay,
but I'll
so
log out and log back in.
Yeah, same
This
here.
is the-
Let me turn the presentation off.
Oh, look, there we are.
freaking net runners, man! I tell you.
Oh yeah, it's something weird's happening.
Do you have to log out of Roll20 or just exit the game and come back?
I completely just
Oh,
closed
just-
out the window.
Just
and-
exit the game and come back. Yeah, that's what it took for me.
Okay,
Don't have to
so
log all the way out. So it's a tab. We're gonna share a tab. It's called Working Title.
if that ain't the most appropriate.
Da-da-da.
Oh, okay, cool, perfect. Yay. Okay, now I'm not paranoid anymore. I mean, I still will be, but
You should be.
all right. So pretty much had yeah, I should have everyone out. Yeah, everyone's tokens is out. And we're just gonna stay that size. All right, so the majority of everyone is near the stand. I'll bring Wig over. So okay. Alrighty, so everyone's just hanging out over here by the burger stand, kind of going over the final plan.
Yeah, huddled with the chili dog guy. You know, he's in there. Yeah, and then after you break it out, everybody gets a chili dog, right?
That was the deal. Really, for Ludwig, it's all on you. Don't screw up. So they basically give you a key for box 210. I mean, it's written on there, so that's hard to screw up. Now, you know, all you gotta do is just walk in there, go to the correct room, ask to get your box, and answer the 3 security questions, and you're scot free.
Sounds simple. Be right back.
I'm sure you will. Yeah, one way or the other, you will. Yeah, that's right.
All right, so yeah, Ludwig just goes and just walks on into the bank, and you all see him enter. Now, Ludwig, when you go in there, of course, it's like people with guns out. They don't have anything holstered. These people literally have guns out, but at the low ready, watching you. And you just go in through this little door over here and press the button. Of course, on the other end of the intercom, it's like, yes, hello. How can I help you today?
Here for a withdrawal
Okay, sir, is that from checkings or savings?
from the vault. What do they call those? I don't know what the word is in the real world.
Safety deposit
Safe
box.
deposit box.
That's
yeah.
it. Yes.
But I like your from the vault.
So you kind of hear a keyboard typing. It's like, yes, sir, absolutely. Can you just give us the box number that you wish to access?
I do so. It was 212 or something. I don't remember.
210, it's literally on the key. Man, it's such an executive thing to do. Like 212 or something. I don't know. Sir, if you can just look at the key and tell us the number on the key, thank you. 210. It's like, okay, sir, box for 210. Absolutely. Okay. All we need is for you to answer these 3 security questions and we will let you in there. So they asked the
Answer
question.
me these questions 3. Here we go.
So yeah, they asked the same 3 questions that Jammer found. You give the answers that he gave you, and they don't say yes or no or that was correct. You just hear keys typing. Okay, sir, a manager will be with you shortly to let you into the vault. Thank you. And sure enough, this happy-go-lucky guy appears next to you. Goes, hello, welcome to Second Night City Bank. All right, let me get you in here real quick. And he goes up to the vault door, puts his hand, retina, stool sample, all the things. And
Thank you for using Johnny
He
Bank.
puts a stool sample in it. That's
yeah, he takes it, brings his stool in, that he was sitting on earlier, a wooden stool.
No shit.
oh, I see.
No shit.
No shit. Yeah, exactly. So basically, door opens and you have the secondary room. He goes, okay, so I have to ask, is there any contraband, weapons, anything I should know about before I let you in the vault?
Not in the bank, no.
I do have a bootleg Billy Crash Craddock 8-track in my pocket.
You know what? Go ahead and give that to us so we can go ahead and break that for you. We're doing you a favor.
Ah,
So
damn this bank. Damn it.
go ahead and give that to me real.
Public service is our number 1 credo. Yeah. I'm sure. Right.
We're gonna go ahead and destroy that for you. So scanner lasers go off, and door clicks up, and all right, let's go in. I'm like, all right, box 210, right this way, sir. You walk over.
Wow, everybody gets bigger when they go in there. It's amazing.
Yeah, no. Damn grid lines. So the box 210's there, and you see him whip out this big ring of keys, and he's like 210. Right here. Okay, sir. At the same time, click it in, twist,
1, 2, 3, launch.
and it opens. Yeah, opens up, and there's a box, and he takes his keys like, all right, sir, I'll go ahead and leave, and when you are ready to walk out, I'll just ring that little button right there by the door, and I'll come let you out.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate your time.
So how safety deposit box works, there's a door, and then there's a separate box within. And normally you have a key for that, or you just open it and there's multiple contents inside, documents, jewelry, whatever. So that sliding box is there. And there's a little table.
Wait for the guy to close the door before I open it up.
So there's a little table you can actually set this on, and he closes the door and you hear him walk out. So when you open it, this is what you find.
Stand in front of it when I open it.
You open it and step back a bit. So now you open it up and you look around. There's several things in there. Some are random, but a few things stick out. So one just seems like just random jewelry. That's typical. So you kind of take that out, pop on the side. Now, Max didn't really tell you what he wanted out of this box, so you're definitely just looking it all over. There is, Kenny G's Greatest Hits cassette in there. Just, ancient relic to you. Just what was that? Check that over. There is a kind of like a hard shell plastic case. And there's stuff inside. You hear them moving around. I set that down. And then there's just a bunch of documents and ledgers in there. So any of these things, even the Kenny G cassette, could be what Max wants. So you just take the whole thing with you.
I'll take everything that will fit in my pockets and not be obtrusive.
Okay. So
Roll up the paper, stick it inside my jacket, put some of the loose jewelry in my pants,
Mhm.
The hard case plastic inside jacket pocket.
Okay. And I mean, and it wouldn't really be suspicious if you had that in your hand. I mean, you came in here to get something out of there. So you are able to take everything out and just keep it on your person. So you just close the box and shove it back in there and close the door. You walk back, ring the bell. Literally, that guy immediately comes up and comes to let you out. And as you're in the security room again, it's like, okay, this is just going to scan you to ensure that you did not steal any money from the vault. That's all it's scanning for. Scans, nothing goes off. They let you out into this room, and he goes, okay, thank you for visiting Second Night City Bank. I hope your visit here was to your standard. Please leave us a positive review on Yelp, and you have a good rest of your night.
You too. I appreciate your time.
And he just walks out. He just leaves.
And I do too.
All right, so come outside, and it looks like Xander's on his fifth hot dog.
Yeah.
He's kind of staring in awe at the sky at this point. He's like, oh, the universe. Yeah.
Yeah, Xander actually meets you outside the bank.
Hey, buddy, where's the cat?
And you can see he kind of been stretching.
After
trying to
I
keep
leave the
loose.
bank, I want to activate my personal scrambler in case anything is tracking any of the stuff inside that vault.
Okay.
Fancy stuff.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Personal scrambler. They got those.
No, I did my cohorts. Got it. Let's go.
All right. Well,
You come back. You see Sparky finally got the smoke to dissipate.
yeah, we're in this corpo zone, and this nomad, comes up and picks you up. Yeah, the sound of a 12-cylinder reverberating off the star scrapers.
Yeah, exactly. You see him close the hood. I got working again.
Does hit points count up in this game? Is that how that works?
No, it counts down. You kind of have like a bloodied threshold where you're severely wounded and you actually
I got you. It just defaulted to
that.
0 for max or current rather. I wasn't sure.
yeah, you have to type it in to be like what's your max and what you have. It'll all default to 0. I don't know why it does that. Unless you make it an NPC, then it just does everything for you. But you won't lose humanity. I noticed that. So go to this screen. So why is that at the bottom? Sorry, the intermission scene. Really, it's the bumper. That's all it is. The commercial break bumper. Broke down again. Sparky's like, why won't you work?
Where did you get these characters from? This art?
So besides Sparky and Damone's character, the tokens were from an actual vendor on Roll20 that did like Cyberpunk. They're called Street People in Cyberpunk hacks. And there's not really a lot of love for Cyberpunk in the Roll20 marketplace. I actually had to go look on Patreon and DriveThruRPG for some. That's where the maps that were before that you couldn't see were from DriveThru. So maybe I need to go double check something, make sure its code and Roll20's code actually connect instead of the skewed or whatever, because it was on my end, but obviously it was like, oh no, we can't share that crap with the world. They're recording this. We have standards.
We don't. Seriously, yeah.
You think I'd give 2 shits and a fuck?
We'll take a widescreen map. It's fine.
We'll use our imaginations
That's
like
it.
we always did.
That's right.
Exactly. But the guy on Patreon, he actually had a pack of vehicles, which I was like, oh heck yeah, let me get that because Cyberpunk vehicles are unique, and this was the most unique one. I'm like, oh, this has to be on the map. This has to be
Yeah,
for the
this one's
bumpers.
pretty awesome. So when we return to the what's the kid doing? To the bar club, and our friend Ludwig empties their pockets.
Yeah. So you're at a club, loud dance club.
Here.
So
I wanted to ask the group if they wanted to look over those documents on our way back.
We're giving them to him, and the answer is yeah. He didn't say anything
No.
about not looking at it. He
Yeah,
just
yeah.
said, yeah. So,
Look at
So
them
yes.
before we hand them over.
and we're talking about paper documents, right? So
Yeah.
so we can
yeah,
actually
which is a rarity in in the digital world where this could have been an email.
You never know when information could be valuable. Might as well
That's
know
right.
what we're handing off.
Exactly.
Well, we're giving him the sneaker net, ourselves right now. So there it is. Andy G tape, really? Says the saxophonist. So yeah. Hey, he's a saxophonist. He'll take Kenny G. It's fine. So kind of have that playing if we can find a cassette player someplace.
Oh,
But
there's people that sell the classic equipment.
So yeah, what's in these documents that we're sneaker knitting over to Max?
Absolutely. So a lot of these documents are from really about information on a lot of some of the big corps. So like I said, the two big dogs in Night City are Arasaka and Militech. They're constantly trying to get one up on each other, but there's other ones. You have Kang Tao. You have Biotechnica, which is definitely a very important group right now because they're helping with the rebuilding process. Nightcore, Kuroshi Optics, and a slew of smaller ones, including who Lude works for. So a lot of it is information about what happened in 2030, but 2025, 23. So that is when the nuke went off in Night City. So the first one's from Militech. So you're like, okay. So Arasaka Taka, Arasaka's tower was the center point for the explosion. Happened here. Reports say it was this kind of device. It was carried in by a team of people. Unknown if they were hired by a foreign power or a foreign corps to take out Arasaka. And keeps going on and on. So it's like the Militech's trying to figure out who would have tried to nuke Arasaka besides them, and how were they able to succeed. But also it's them trying to figure this shit out to cover their own ass, because of course someone takes on a core and does a very public spectacle like that, people are going to look at the competition. So it's a lot of Militech also providing all of their alibis. No, we had nothing to do with this. In fact, our security guards heard the gunfire. We offered this blah blah legal terms. Then you have trauma teams reports. This night of this day, multiple trauma alerts went out at Arasaka Towers for silver and gold memberships. We were unable to get there in time. We lost several teams to the nuke itself. So it either someone, whoever owned this box, either A, is investigating the past that's been buried, all the media outlets, anything that's out there, news, that's the news, quotation mark news, is terrorist that hated Arasaka, attacked it, cyber psychos, just it all varies. So no one really knows the truth. It's just buried. All we know for a fact is the nuke went off. So this person is definitely either A, investigating it, or is a legal person that is gathering all this information up. You can't really tell at this point. Biotechnica, the reports they have are more recent. Now, Biotechnica is a small corporation in comparison to the others. They're not huge, but they are very important because they're the ones who basically created the new fuel that fuels everyone's cars, which is, they took grain and made it into a grain alcohol to power vehicles. That is their claim to godhood, as it would be in Night City. So, and they own the rights exclusively. No one else can make it, just them. So they're important. And their reports were more of their yields, how processing and making more fuel was kind of set back, but they're kind of on an upswing right now because the one cool thing about nuclear radiation is it really affects the ground. And they are having very high yields because the wheat's huge in certain areas in the Badlands, which is the outskirts of Night City, near the border wall, which is kind of like the Wild West and where the nomads really hang out. So they're getting this huge radioactive grain, which is great because no one has to eat it. So they're just processing it into fuel. Well, they're getting reports that they might be spreading radiation on a micro scale that isn't detectable yet because they're using radioactive wheat to make fuel. So now they're freaking out because they're going, oh my God, we could be causing another catastrophe in Night City and it will be linked exclusively to us and we will be fucked. So it's like, it's all this, these paperwork talking, it all falls back to basically the end of the Fourth Corporate War. So
So the Biotechnica document is kind of like, tobacco, where they have research document, tobacco is harmful, and then it's got to scribble out is not harmful written
Yeah.
on top of it. Yeah.
exactly. So of all of them, their reports the most damning against them. And you have to think this is a global, they're a small global corporation. They're based out of Italy, but they only have they only have 3 locations in the un-United States: Seattle, Dallas, and Night City. And Night City, this is one of the few that's actually getting a high yield right now because, Texas is a dust bowl. Seattle isn't doing too hot itself. It's really Night City that's bounding back right now. So now they're freaking out, thinking their highest yield in the States is going to, give people radiation poisoning, essentially. So that's the most damning evidence right there. So you're like, okay, maybe this is someone investigating corpos right now.
Where is Night City, geographically speaking?
So it's California, like right in the middle of California, as what they say. I'd almost say the San Francisco Bay Area, but I don't think that would be correct. But how they would describe it, it's like the sweet spot. Any further south is like an irradiated hot hellhole. Any further north, it's like too cold. It's like this is the sweet spot.
So California
Ish.
coastline still exists, or
No, yeah, it has. It hadn't fallen off yet.
Yeah, it's still connected.
Yeah. The only natural disasters we triggered are, global warming and nukes. So
Yeah, nothing Snake Plissken couldn't handle.
Yeah, and that is the cyberpunk
Blow it
world.
all up.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, the cyberpunk world is basically worst case scenario with climate change and just bigger, badder nuclear wars, essentially. Yeah, that link will tell you too. And I was about to say the compendium. There's a little eye circle button on the tab on Roll20. It's a compendium, and it should allow you to search anything that's actually in the Cyberpunk Red Book.
Yeah,
And
it
you
looks
and you
like
can-
it's fully indexed and searchable. So yeah.
But yeah, so as y'all, checking your wares that you took, that's pretty much what you found with the paper. The plastic clamshell, if you open that, will kind of shock you. It's, at first, you all don't know what it is. Really, Sparky is the only one that will recognize it. They're old CDs, basically. CD disk drives. Actually, some of them are even hard disk. It's like a collection of different, classic memory.
Ooh,
Like what?
artifact.
Yeah, basically artifacts. It's kind of like seeing the cassette. You're like, what is this? But 3D would know. It's like, oh, this is a treasure. It belongs in a museum.
That's right.
Kind of crap.
It's
Windows 98. What's that? But yeah, it's like a few, and they don't even really have a label. They're just in their own container. CD, hard disk, hard disk, hard disk. They're like, what in the hell? Who's holding on to this?
Is there any way to read any of this stuff
You
to Sparky?
Yeah, we've got data chips. Can we transfer it to that? And
you'd have to have the right equipment.
Yeah, and there's really no time. Max knows that we're on the way, so okay.
So definitely, you kind of more questions than answers, really. Excuse me. So you get to club. Max is there. Dance. No bottle this time. And he sees you come in. He goes, friends, please, come. And he's actually very excited. So he's sitting down. And he goes, it's like,
wow, you didn't die.
yeah, pretty much. It's like you survived. I heard Jamor had a bad night. He had it coming, but at least he's still alive. How did you get in there without dying? It's like, I told you, wild cards come in handy. I knew this team would work. The other team, they were all the same. All hard cases, badass, solos.
so what were you looking for in that vault?
So when Ludwig empties his pockets and is putting everything in there, he's just
Lemon, herbs, and spices.
pretty much. It's like, I have it. The colonel will get no secrets from me. So when he spreads it all out, he kind of takes the jewelry and he just kind of discards it to the side, like he doesn't want it. He looks at the cassette tape and he sets it to the side as well. It wasn't what he was looking for. And
Right.
the gambler. So he's looking over the documents. He looks at them, looks at y'all. You see him kind of take it and he puts it in his tracksuit jacket, kind of zips it up a little bit tighter, and he goes, I was not aware of these documents. I will hold on to them. I think I have people that would be very interested to know about this information, and it will pay very well. And besides, there is a finder's fee for you because you found it. Of course, I will have a small fee for, providing the sale and you know how this works. But that is a nice, sweet bonus for you if this pays out. That's very interesting. He goes, he takes the container. He goes, but these, he shakes it. These are what I wanted. He goes, those documents, those are, damning evidence and ongoings currently between the corporations of our time. But these hold the sins of the past for quite a few corporations here in Night City. Arasaka, Militech, all big players. Their original sins are on these. And someone was willing to pay quite handsomely to have them. But the most important thing was you did exactly as I asked. You brought me entire container. Not literally, but all that was within. And you didn't steal the money. Of course, there will be a few issues with Jammer. He did leave a bit of a trail, but I have his cut for myself. Fair is fair. But I keep promise. I said there would be a bigger job for you if you could pull this off. So, this is a favor from another fixer like me that goes by the name Hornet. Now, for Xander, hearing the name Hornet immediately sends a bell. So Hornet, yeah, so Hornet, for the uninitiated, Hornet is a big shot fixer. The reason he's a big shot is that all of his jobs come from execs and corpos. So he is, big time baller. He's the fixer that other fixers want to be. And he has a personal bodyguard by the name of Fox, who is a very well-known solo. And they've been a tag team duo for a long time. And they're known in the streets. Their names are known. They're known. They're known at Afterlife. They're living pretty good right now. So Max explains that this is basically a job from Hornet, which means if this is a successful job, Hornet will give y'all the hookup. Basically, he may subcontract jobs to Max to give to y'all in the future. So there's a possibility you can make more money if this is done right. So he kind of gathers everyone else, around, and the waitress comes with the empty tray table. She doesn't have any bottles, and Max waves her over and goes, and he puts the container on the platter, and he goes, "Take that to the VIP section. They are expecting it. Thank you, Dasha." And she casually walks off to the VIP section. He goes,
All business this time, no rolling eyes.
he's like, "Yes, this is a serious night. Thankfully, you came as quickly as you could, so we beat deadline." It's like, "But don't worry, payment will be here shortly." So, this is a job from Hornet. It's like, and he explains who Hornet is. And he goes, "So, I will not lie. This job has very deadly potential. You will get hands dirty. Firearms will be used. So, if you do not wish to take job, I will not feel disrespected. I will give you your money, and we will part ways. But I think our lives will be a lot better if we continue to work together as a team. No?" It's like, and he kind of puts his hand up. He's like, "I'll wait for the money to come for this current job before I sell you on next deal."
Getting paid
So-
is always good.
So he sits there for a while, and the waitress comes back, and on the platter is a bag, and she hands it to him, and he takes it, and he actually reaches in there, and there's cash in there, and he pulls out a bill and gives it to her, and goes, "Thank you, Tasha. That will be all." And he sets the bag in front of everyone and goes, "That is your cut, to be split amongst you." He's like, "Go look, check, see for yourself." And he just kind of, so open the bag, and there's enough money in there for 1,000 apiece for y'all. It's non-standard, bills, non-sequential. They're all different, but there's enough that everyone will walk away with a 1,000 e. He's like, "Exactly. Now, if you do this job, this will pay quite more. This was test, a recruitment test, if you will. If everyone's able to successfully do this and survive, you have the possibility of making 5,000 apiece. Now, I'll let you discuss amongst each other if you wish to follow up on this deal. I'll let you talk in private. But there's your money, and I will be right back."
Hey, Max, anybody doing anything with this thing? Points at the Kenny G tape.
He goes, "No, you can have it."
Gold, pure gold.
And he points to the jewelry too. He's like, "If anyone wants that rubbish, you can have it."
Scoops it into a bag.
And he actually gets up and walks toward the VIP section that he just sent those discs to, and the bouncer there lets him in. He goes in there.
Okay, well, we've proven that we can do a job and not get killed. Now he wants us to shoot people
And might get
I guess-
killed.
and might get killed. I think 3D would say it depends on who's being shot. I mean, aside from us,
Yeah, it's usually-
clearly we don't want us to get shot. But so looks around for any comments to. Are there people that are pacifists abhor violence in this group?
Nope, I'm interested in hearing what the job is.
All right. So we kind of wait for Max to come back.
So
Xander's already broken down his weapons and cleaning them and getting ready.
yeah, in the club, everyone's having a good time dancing. Look, so not that long after y'all discussed, you see he's coming back. And he sits down and he goes, "I'm glad to see everyone's here. Good. That gives me hope that I did not steer you wrong. So, I'm sure you're curious to hear proposition." He goes, "So, the fixer known as Hornet has informed me that a very important weapon shipment was stolen by a gang. Now, it's like, I don't know if you are part of Night City's ever-growing gang problem, nor do I care. But what I do care about is 3 crates on this train need to be returned immediately." And he goes, "You will be dealing with essentially the Red Crumb Legion. If you've never met them before, they're neo-Nazi assholes. So no bad blood if you kill a few."
You make it hard on us.
I try. My babushka always told me to be kind, loving man, but this is a cruel world. So no tears will be shed for neo-Nazi punks did. Now, this is where things get tricky. Besides random kids walking on keyboard, these containers are being loaded on a train, and this train will be traveling the Badlands, heading to the border wall. They are trying to smuggle these containers out. I do not know what the other containers contain. All I know is three are of importance. So whatever extras in there, weapons, explosives, cars, women, we can sell for ourselves. But Hornet wants three, and he knows which three. So if you can bring whole train, even better. Now, I understand you're curious how to get on moving train. Well, Mr. Hornet has provided us transportation. A train of our own that will run basically behind this one so you can jump on. From there, you hook up, you fight, you steal the containers or take over additional train, and then hey, free train. The choice is yours, but I will warn you, this will be a fight. So, if you want job, I'll give you 3 days to prepare, and then we will meet our contacts in the Badlands, and we will take a train ride. What say you?
Woo woo.
Oh, this sounds jamming. This is interesting. Anybody know any nomads? We could probably use some fast riders in the desert. In addition to this train, we're going to be using to latch up to the when we're meeting.
I mean, it's like a record stop, so everyone looks at Sarky.
Well, think about it this way. We don't necessarily need a whole train to catch up with their train. We just need the engine, right? And just assume that it's a single engine for each for the main train. Well, in order to steal the stuff, we don't need to fight. We just need to latch on and decouple the engine at the front of the other train, the original engine. So how do we do that? You get some fast movers to get up there close and personal. We can, if necessary, we can come up with our engine and try to slow it down. Try to latch on and slow down and hold off the bad guys. But at some point, somebody needs to decouple that front engine that's trying to resist us. Once they do that, train's ours. We can haul it backwards. All we have to do is deal with the guys that are coming at us, and you can again help do that with the fast movers that can strafe from alongside. So
problem with stealing from people like this is they're gonna have reinforcements that can call in, and if we stick to the tracks, which unfortunately are what trains run on, they're gonna know which direction we fled.
That's right, but we need to get it away from the wall. We can't let them progress through the wall, and we need to get it back to a point that we can unload it, so, as quickly as possible.
Well, I liked your idea about having secondary vehicles at some point along the track, possibly up ahead. Then we could transfer crates off and go a different direction. Maybe get lost in the desert.
Yeah, I'm saying we do both. We use this original plan to decouple their engine and take the train back to a point that we can unload it. Because we need to stop the train before we can unload it.
True.
Period.
Do we have a schedule to know how often trains go down this track? How long of a window we would have before we have to worry about the next one?
So Max actually gives you kind of like a dossier on your agents that you can look at. And it even has like information between him and Hornet discussing what they think, and they think that trains and did they
Oh, thank you, Kat.
I just saw it reload there. So cargo
Big
train
stretch crunch.
is so grab train, it's really grab chains now. It's nothing really like we think of them now with cargo trains. Really, they can be a multi engines with containers behind them, like we would think today, or it can be one big armored up engine with container bays within it, which are, it's quicker. It's quicker if it's just the engine, which Max and Hornet were discussing, saying definitely send just an engine to catch up with it, with cargo bays within it. That way, if possible, like do a transfer, something like that.
Well, I agree with Ludwig. We don't want to have anything to do with that track once after we've begun the engagement, only for the purpose of immobilizing that train and getting it to a point we can offload it to smaller vehicles onto the side. They can then scatter into the desert and never be caught.
Yeah. Now, as far as having backup or people that know the area, so the people that know as it's called, the Badlands, the best are the
Okay.
nomads. And there's really
What are you doing, bud?
out in the Badlands, there's only a few groups out there you really have to worry about. Militech runs operations out in the Badlands. Then you have scavs or scavengers, which are basically just people literally living day to day trying to get, food and equipment. They're in the junkyards grabbing stuff. Then you have the nomads, and then you have booster gangs out there. So booster gangs are kind of like the Mad Max esque people, highwaymen, um, bandits, basically trying to find any soul unlucky enough or any convoy that's lightly armed, trying to get by. So the biggest nomad group in Night City out in the Badlands are the Aldecados. And they have been out there quite some time, actually. And they're expected to upkeep the wind farms and the solar farms and work heavy equipment and help just everywhere around. This is a big nomad group.
They're laborers, legit type folks. Yeah.
Legit laborers. Some of them are veterans from the last Corpo War. So, yeah, the Aldecados are out there, and of course, people say, they're not hostile to visitors, but it's not necessarily welcoming to outsiders. Nomads. The tribe. The families. They're called families. It's like a tribe. If you're part of the family, awesome. If you're an outsider, you're very weary of anyone, because a nomad, someone coming to them is wanting something, and that can put the family at risk and make the family have to relocate. They're, because they're nomads.
Okay. So everybody looks at Sparky. You know anybody that we can trust?
All right, Peg, do I know anybody I can trust?
So, okay, so I know you're playing a nomad, but would you, so for you, the talk, you can talk the talk and walk the walk. You're on your own, which it's not unheard of for a nomad to leave their family, because I think there's a lot of nomad families out there. Some are big, some are small. All the condos are big. And the only reason why they're big is because they're already within the border wall of Night City. So they're not really at risk. And they've kind of gotten the a job security down. So they have room to kind of thrive, really. They're really the biggest competition they have are, and this is the second nomad faction within the border wall, are the Wraiths, which the Aldacatos and the Wraiths are at odds with each other. Now, the name alone definitely does not sound inviting, Wraith, So that all, and especially to Sparky, don't work with the Wraiths. They're backstabbers. So you already know it's got to be the Aldacatos you go to because nothing else is going to get done in the Badlands without their help. And currently, I'm just going to put this on our bumper. So currently, where they're at. Where they're
If we can only get there.
where they're yeah, only you could. So where their camp is for right now. But like I said, they'll be there for however long. If they're attacked by the race or Militech tries to flex on them, they'll pick up and just move to a different part of the Badlands. That's just what they do. They won't leave Night City, but they'll just move all their shit. Then okay, now we got to hunt them down again. So that's your lead, at least if you want to try and get help out there, like vehicles to chase down a train. It would definitely be the Avocados.
Well, that's our plan A. We may
Mhm.
need the train that Hornet's providing, the engine, to slow it down or move it once we intercept it. But we're going to need something to actually get up to the front of the train we're trying to intercept in order to decouple it from the engine that's going to resist us being there.
Yeah, and like I said, Sparky, he is a nomad, but he's from a smaller family, and he'd probably fill you in on all the history of the nomads, the 7 tribes and all that, 7 families or 7 nations, really.
Back in '68.
Yeah, pretty much.
Back in my day. Okay, well, all we can do is go out there and ask, and show up in body bags. So that's kind of the way Night City works.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's pretty much if that's the way you want to go, that's the direction you take. So, when you go and so I'm assuming everyone kind of is like, I'm in, essentially.
And no one ran away.
Well, I'm assuming, to set everything up, you got to accept the job. So that's what I'm assuming y'all are doing.
I'm in.
And with that, Max, kind of leans in and goes, okay, here's the deal. And screen fades black. That's what we'll call it for tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Pegg.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
So Chris is a solo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what did Said become?
Oh, cool. That'd be cool.
Oh boy. So what do you think about us robbing a train there? Yeah. Okay.
Train of things that were already stolen. So
That's right. We're recovering it, but in order to pay these nomads, we're giving them the rest, right? Pretty much. So
I mean, it's part of the deal.
yeah.
That's where Bean's character could come in, him being wanting to be the gun runner.
Yeah. That's mine, and that's mine, and that's mine too.
What about me? Fuck you.
Mine now.
want them more than the other person.
All right. Well, good deal. That's a good start.
There
Yep.
you go. There's session 0.
All right. Very good.
Yep. Thank you, sir, and
No problem.
hopefully you had continued improvement. With your Terminator situation there.
I know. I was like, if I lose my eye to this, I'm gonna laugh because it'd be like, oh, how'd you lose your eye? The Nerf war. The what? The Nerf war.
You got nerfed.
It's pretty bloody. It's bad. You weren't there,
Tell
man. You
people
don't
you're
know.
a veteran and you got shot in the eye. You don't have to tell them those aren't connected.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is that
It also goes along with the fact they can't eat toast cut diagonal.
snipers in the trees, man? They're everywhere. You weren't there. You don't know.
Mother flirting.
Everywhere I went, Creedence Clearwater Revival was playing. Don't know where it was coming from, but it was there.
The old man's down the road.
So I'm up next week.
I guess so.
Yep.
All right. Well, I have gone ahead and prepared the eulogy for Brunner just in case.
You complete with the musical accompaniment. You got the
Yep.
bagpipes going and all. Yeah.
Yep, old Danny boys on standby. I don't know. I just feel like every session's aimed against Brunner just because the meta I've made of that character. Just every chance I get, play the bagpipes.
Yeah, Night Talks is certainly plotting against you. So you're right.
Well, Night Talks was definitely plotting against the bagpipes, and then it just kind of became a personal vendetta. Because to truly take out the bagpipes, you have to take out the man carrying the bagpipes.
Mostly because he keeps picking them up every time I manage to knock them down, you know. So
I don't know that that's true because the bagpipes continue making sound even if you release them.
They're a cursed item. You just didn't realize it yet.
That's right.
They're always playing. You just adjust the volume control.
Mm-hmm. There's
Just
a
a
wind
eight.
elemental in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's an AoE curse with no effect on the person in the center of the circle.
Oh my God, my cat. So normally Pandora gets on my desk and rubs her face against my monitor, and now she's trying to rub against my mic boom right now.
That's mine, and that's mine, and that's mine.
That's what it is.
Mhm.
People say, "Oh, it's a sign of affection." To whom?
Is this thing on?
Yeah, obviously you can't
Yeah,
hear me.
no.
You don't hear me. You just hear, them purring.
Mhm.
There she goes again. And what the silly thing is they have a scratching post. They don't give a shit about it. They'll rub their face all over everything else.
Attention all feline warriors. A time has come to rise up. Hissy fits all around.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the only thing keeping cats from taking over the world is opposable thumb. And
No, that doesn't stop Oracle or any of the cats I've had. They find all sorts of crazy features. Somehow he opens debug mode in my Chrome browser, even though I've disabled it. I don't know how he's doing it. It's like, no, how do you do that? And he just looks at me and yawns. Okay.
it's like art in the Killing Moon. You come in, he clicking buttons, typing, talking on a headset. So Control Alt Delete didn't work for you, huh? Okay, let's try this.
I've seen him conversing with you guys. Every once in a while, I'll come along and see the random characters, seemingly random character string in Discord or
It's
chat.
Illuminati.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You have to decode. You must unlearn the languages you have learned.
If then tuna.
Yeah, it's only when you come and there's like a random chat open to another says, not a cat.
All right.
That's
I'm
when you
not
should be
wrong,
concerned.
you all.
Hey, take care, man.
All right. Well, be well, gang. We'll catch you later.
Yep.